Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is December 14th, 2022. We're in the New Testament, and we're going to read from the book of Revelation, and we're going to read chapter 4 today. All right, Revelation was written by the Apostle John, the beloved disciple, Jesus' favorite, his best friend, I guess is a way to say it. We said when we started this that Revelation can be a really hard book to understand, and it can be a really easy book to understand. It can be really hard because we want to read a lot into it and we want to understand everything, but it's better sometimes to just let it be easy. Just read it like an epic, like it's Lord of the Rings or Wheel of Time or your favorite fantasy epic novel. That it's just a big picture of good versus evil, where good's going to win, and we want to kind of see ourselves in it and see us on both sides, what we're doing good, what we're doing bad. One of the things I said that was important to keep in mind is that there's three basic forms that are going on here. You've got an epistle, that letter. We saw Paul wrote a bunch of letters. It's got that form of an opening and a greeting, and then you got the body of the letter, and then it closes. And it was Paul dictating to a secretary who was writing it down. Well, this is essentially Jesus dictating this letter to John, who's writing it down and sending it to us. We talked about prophetic writing. That's where the message pertains to the original people that it was written to, and then a part of that component of that message appeals for us, and part of that message is about the end times. We just saw that when we talked about the churches, the 7 churches. The message was, okay, Jesus gave us this atoning sacrifice. What are we going to do with it? Okay, did we get that message and we rejected it, or we got that message and we wanted to push Jesus out of the way and put our place? Well, then that's what Jesus is going to do with us at the day of judgment. He's going to reject us, and he's going to say, bye, you didn't want me, go do it yourself then. And the church in Laodicea, hey, I got the message, and I'm just going to put it here in the drawer next to the socks that my Aunt Tilly gave me for Christmas 5 years ago that I never wore, and I'm going to forget about them. Well, great. He's going to forget about us. He's going to spit us out. Puh, all right? We got that message. It changed our lives. We want to be more like Christ. We want to do good. We want to love. And he's going to say, hey, come on into the throne room. I got a seat right next to me. We said it's got that apocryphal message, and that was all that visions and symbolism. And we're going to see a really good example of that here in this 4th chapter, because now we're going to go see what it's like to be in that throne room. Now, things to notice here, John is telling us this is a vision of the throne room. So again, he's not in the throne room. This is a vision of the throne room. If he was actually in the throne room, well, we know what happens if you experience the full glory of God. We saw that in Moses way back here in the New Testament. He wanted to see God's glory, and God said, okay, I'm going to put you in a rock, and I'm going to cover you up, and then I'm going to walk by, and just as my last little puff of dust from my foot starts to settle, I'll let you peek, and then I'm going to go, because anything more than that's going to kill you. And that was enough that his hair turned white, his face glowed. So full power and majesty of God is much more than us mere mortals can handle. So he isn't in the throne room. This is a vision of it. This is Jesus saying, okay, I'm going to let you take a little sliver of a peek inside the throne room to see what it's like. So rather than listen to this story and say, well, there's a voice like trumpet. Oh, what kind of trumpet was it? Oh, he gleamed like jewels. Oh, what kind of jewels? What is this? Oh, it was the face of a boar. Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? Just listen to the story. Just understand that he's painting this word picture of the ultimate majesty and grace and power that's more than we as human beings can handle, that's more than John can actually describe to us people. That's what we're supposed to be seeing here. That's the reward. You do right for God. That's what's in store for you. You're going to sit in front of God and just have his ultimate grace and majesty and power wash over you to the point that all you can do is just marvel and say, holy is God. That's it. I'm just going to reflect it back at you. There's nothing better than this. That's the reward. That's what we're supposed to see in here. Now, do all those little things mean something? I got books on my shelf up here I can pull down, and people will talk about all those. You can spend your whole life studying that. Not seeing anything wrong with that, but to actually understand what's going on here, first thing is to see that vision that John is trying to describe to us, that, of just the ultimate grace and majesty and glory of God, and what it's going to be like when we sit in his presence. So let's go ahead and read Revelation chapter 4. At this point I had another vision and saw an open door in heaven, and the voice that sounded like a trumpet, which I had heard speaking to me before, said, "Come up here, and I will show you what must happen after this." At once the Spirit took control of me. There in heaven was a throne with someone sitting on it. His face gleamed like such precious stones as jasper and carnelian. And all around the throne there was a rainbow the color of an emerald. In a circle around the throne were 24 other thrones, on which were seated 24 elders, dressed in white and wearing crowns of gold. From the throne came flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. In front of the throne 7 lighted torches were burning, each which were the 7 spirits of God. And in front of the throne there was what looked like a sea of glass, clear as crystal. Surrounding the throne on each of its sides were 4 living creatures, covered with eyes in front and behind. The first one looked like a lion, the second looked like a bull, the third had a face like a man's face, and the fourth looked like an eagle in flight. Each one of the 4 living creatures had 6 wings, and they were covered with eyes inside and out. Day and night they never stopped singing, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty, who was, who is, and who is to come." The 4 living creatures sing songs of glory and honor and thanks to the one who sits on the throne, who lives forever and ever. When they do so, the 24 elders fall down before the one who sits on the throne and worship him who lives forever and ever. They throw their crowns down in front of the throne and say, "Our Lord and God, you are worthy to receive glory, honor, and power, for you created all things, and by your will they were given existence and life." May God bless the reading of his word. May God bless you. Bye.